course, SummerSlam just happened, and we're going to go on over to Cleveland, Ohio. Right off the bat, Triple H comes out, welcomes everybody to SummerSlam. He kicks it off to Jelly Roll for a performance that I skipped. Miz also said some shit. I didn't pay attention to one bit of it. Then we get Useless Liv Morgan. She beat Rhea Ripley. Ripley is going to continue to be devalued with this Love Boat sitcom bullshit. Dominic sided with the Useless Liv Morgan. Fuck everybody involved. Then Dominic gave the fans the finger as he walked out with Useless Liv, because he's hardcore. Later, Damian Priest, the fucking World Heavyweight Champion, storms into the dressing room. He's pissed off at Dominic instead of focusing on his title match. Sami Zayn is then fucking around with some resistance bands, and then they played a video package. And then we get Braun Breaker versus Sami Zayn for the IC title. If I'm being honest, meh match. Still waiting to see what everybody else sees in Braun Breaker. He's got the look. There's just something about him. He's no Jacob Fatu, I'll tell you that. He ain't gonna be dog walking anybody. So Breaker ended up winning with 2 spears. The bouncing spear thing just baffles me. It looks stupid. I don't know why you would just stand there and watch some guy just run back and forth, but he did it. Zayn being the one to end Gunther's streak, now it makes even less sense to me, because Zayn came out of nowhere, beat Gunther. They did nothing with Sami Zayn's reign. He elevated nobody. So instead of using Sami as a transition champion, they could have just used Gunther's loss as a way to elevate somebody that deserves the win. I think Gunther's loss means nothing. Where's Sami going to go now? Was he going to go back to the bloodline bullshit? Chirafu twice there? Is he going to tag with Owens? Oh, is he going to tag with Jey Uso? Are they going to be a thing? Can't wait. Fuck that shit. What a waste. Trish Stratus and Seth's husband, I guess they got an A&E biography thing. Look forward to not watching either one of those. And then they did an ad for the DLC with McAfee and company. After the ad, Cole said the fans really seem to like the DLC shit. And then the stupid fucker made this face like he said the funniest line ever. And he kept looking at Corey to laugh with him. And Corey did not. Thank you, Corey. Then we get LA Knight versus Logan Paul video package. And then we move on to Logan Paul versus LA Knight. And that's for the US title. Paul came out. He revealed Machine Gun Kelly. So I skipped to the start of the match. Well, it was sort of the beginning of the match. They brawled forever before the bell even rang. And Knight did a neck breaker to Paul on the announce desk. So that was kind of cool. I'm not really sure what to make of this match. Definitely better than Braun and Zayn for me. It kind of seemed like Knight just wanted to do just about every move he knew to Logan Paul, and he did. Paul's death-defying stunt for this match was a springboard moonsault. The worst looking spot, I think, was the superplex that looked like a brainbuster. A little bit more vicious looking. Knight beat up Paul's friends that were sitting ringside. And then fucking Machine Gun Kelly hands Logan Paul brass knuckles to use on Knight, which he did. Knight kicks out, then he hits a BFT 1-2-3. So brass knuckles mean nothing in this universe, apparently. You just kick out of that. But congratulations to LA Knight for the US title victory. He definitely needed it. I'm definitely not as big on him as Tyson, but he is kind of getting stale. So yeah, he needed this. He needed something big to notch his belt with. And we'll see what happens. And we'll see what happens with Logan Paul. I kind of feel like he's being the Shane McMahon with the stupid stunts. He's got to do a stunt. What's he going to do? Is he going to light his hair on fire and then do a moonsault into a shark tank? Who knows? It's crazy. So yeah, see what happens with Logan Paul too. Baron Corbin had a backstage segment. He was shaving Apollo Crews' head for some reason. No Talent Dupree and her 2 dumb fucks slide in to talk about Manscaped. And then Otis shaved his belly. I don't know what to say. And then Nia Jax beat Bayley. Who cares? And then we get Punk McIntyre video package. Much like this feud, it lost a lot of steam when Rollins showed up. And then we get Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk, the match. Rollins came out first, of course, wearing a dress and a referee cam. And the referee cam looked like shit, so you knew it was going to be prominently featured. Wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be like that fucking split screen shit with WCW. Whereas that's basically the whole match. So you got to squint and fucking try to decipher shit. Fuck that. So it starts off exactly how you would want. Brutal and awesome. Lay into each other and go all out. And then they fight on the outside. I think Rollins counted to 1 once and then just didn't even bother. Punk slammed McIntyre's head against the steel steps and Rollins just pretended to tie his shoes and not watch. And then later, McIntyre slingshotted Punk under the ring, and it just fucked his universe up. He also had him in a powerbomb position and started just knocking him along the announce desk. And Rollins was pretending to look the other way. He didn't give a shit. He just wanted them to kill each other. So McIntyre beats the fuck out of Punk forever in the ring. And Rollins just talks shit the whole time. Like, come on, Drew. Come on. I thought you wanted to make him suffer. He's still walking. He's still twitching, Drew. Finish the job. And then after failing to win with a couple power bombs, McIntyre just grabs a chair, tells Rollins, you want this just as much as I do. Just let it happen. Then he goes to clobber Punk. Rollins all of a sudden wants to follow the rules now, and he grabs the chair. McIntyre pie faces Rollins. And then after teasing that my Bret Shaw and Undertaker finish idea, Punk gets a roll-up, a visual pin. Yeah, Rollins' back was turned. Punk fires back. He even hits the Randy Savage elbow. And then McIntyre kicks out. Punk slowly transitions into a Anaconda Vice. And while he's holding McIntyre in the Vice, he notices that McIntyre's wearing that stupid goddamn bracelet around his wrist. So Punk just drops everything and yanks it off, fumbles with it. Stupid son of a bitch just crawls, reaching out to it. And of course he gets Claymored. Later, Punk tried a GTS on McIntyre. He gets him up, and then he notices the Rollins has the stupid bracelet, and he starts bitching about it instead of winning the match. So it's like, maybe Punk can say that he got CTE or something from the UFC, because this makes no fucking sense. He even said it was worthless. It's the principle. So wouldn't the principle be breaking McIntyre's head? I don't get it. So McIntyre ends up taking out Rollins accidentally after taking Punk out from behind. So Rollins was collateral damage. Then Punk hits the GTS. Rollins is still out of the ring. Punk hits another visual pin. When Rollins finally gets into position, Punk and Rollins get into it because McIntyre kicked out. And then Punk ends up hitting Rollins with GTS. And then McIntyre kicks Punk in the dick, hits a Claymore, 1, 2, 3. And McIntyre steals the stupid bracelet again. Glad that's going to be a running theme. Exactly how I thought it'd turn out. A great match ruined by bullshit. I thought it'd be Rollins that would ruin the match, but it turns out to be a bracelet. Go figure. Moving on, we get a Damian Priest Gunther video package. It was awesome. I thought they were going to bring back Thanos Gunther. There was a vignette Gunther did where he chopped people and they just turned into dust. It's fucking awesome. But no, he was just standing in this dust realm, I guess. So we get Gunther versus Damian Priest for the World Heavyweight Championship. And this was not a wrestling match. This was two men just taking turns hitting each other as hard as they could. Gunther actually bled from his chest from one of Damian Priest's chops. He beat Balor on Friday. I guess that was more physical than it seemed. Yeah, Priest kind of capitalized on the already wounded Gunther. And when Gunther saw the blood, he actually wiped it in his hair for some reason. I don't know if that's an Austrian thing. Finn Balor eventually came out. Gunther's beating the shit out of Priest by this point. It's just chops and kicks, and Damian Priest is done for. Eventually, Gunther kicks Balor in the face from the ring. And this gives Priest special recovery powers. Priest hits a razor's edge and a choke slam, but Balor pulls Gunther's foot onto the ropes and then dramatically turns toward the entrance ramp with his back to Priest. Priest, in the middle of a championship match, has time to watch the fucking replay on the Titantron to see that Balor fucked him over, especially after he used his little special healing powers and everything. But Gunther ends up getting Priest in a sleeper hold. Priest gets out, goes after Balor instead of trying to win the match, retain his title. Gunther hits a powerbomb, KOs Priest with a sleeper hold. I sure am tickled pink that Gunther's first world title is overshadowed by some bullshit. Priest established that strangling Balor is more important than the World Heavyweight Championship that he professed to love and fight for and all this shit. He was homeless and whatever. I don't understand why Balor would help Gunther after just getting literally kicked in the face. If anything, I would have just walked away. I would have interfered in a different match. Like, oh, I was going to help you, Gunther, but after that, fuck that. I don't know. At least Gunther's the world champion. Cole tried to play up the destruction of the Judgment Day, but, they've been nothing but a glorified comedy act, so fuck that. It isn't even the destruction. It seems like Balor and company they're just going to Liv Morgan. They're replacing Liv Morgan with Rhea Ripley. good job, I guess. Seems like a downgrade. Unless, like, they all just pass Liv Morgan around like a joint. That's the only thing that makes sense. She takes turns just slobbing their knobs and buying them video games. Miz had a segment with R-Truth. I skipped it. And then we get a Bloodline Cody video package. It was awesome. Well, I mean, it was basically just the same shit. They spliced the previous interviews and promos and turned it into a video package. They probably did that with the other ones, but this one was really noticeable. So as far as the match goes, it wasn't any different than any other time that Cody and Solo faced each other. In fact, I would say a Cody Rhodes match is a Cody Rhodes match at this point. It's clear that the Bloodline rules was just so people could interfere instead of it being part of the match, because they didn't really do anything. And sure enough, the Tongas came out to interfere. Owens comes out of nowhere to take them out. Tongas overwhelm Owens, and then Orton comes out. So I guess they're both okay. And then Orton and Owens take out the Tongas, set up Solo for Cody. Solo kicks out of the Crossroads. Orton and Owens chase off the Tongas. Cody tries to kill Solo with the steel steps, and Solo hits a spear out of nowhere. And then he sets up Cody for the Umaga ass thing against the steel steps. Cody moves out of the way just in time. Cody sets up the 3 Crossroads thing that he does, and then Jacob Fatu came out of nowhere. He hit a moonsault on Cody, covers him with Solo. Cody, of course, kicked out. Jacob put Cody through the announce table and completely fucked up his knee. And I said, no, because that means SmackDown's going to suck. If Jacob Fatu's not there, the only thing we have is Gunther, ladies and gentlemen. We are in code red. All of the good shit in the WWE has just diminished by half. Before this stream, I did try to find out from Triple H or anybody about Fatu's injury, and Triple H used the words banged up, so hopefully that's accurate. So Solo eventually goes for a spike. Cody turns it into a Cody cutter, and then Roman comes out. He's back. Comes out, hits Solo with a Superman punch and a spear. Cody hits his bajillionth Crossroads. 1, 2, 3. Roman and Cody share a look. Solo screams by the announce desk while Fatu massages his shoulders. And this is not how I would have done it, I think. Having Roman come out and just immediately decimate Solo when Solo desperately needs credibility as the leader of whatever the fuck he's trying to be a leader of. I would have liked to see Roman come back, try to put his dick on the table. Like, no, I'm the tribal chief, and then have the new bloodline turn on him, and then Roman, work to get his retribution that way, as opposed to just immediately coming in and laying out Solo. I think that's a little too Super Cena for me. But you can't take it back. It happened. We will have to see what happens on, SmackDown, because they're not going to address it on Raw. We will get a coronation on Raw for Gunther, so that'll be good. Oh yeah, the Sucks are facing the Inbreed brothers, so at least one thing to look forward to on Raw with Gunther. But that is SummerSlam. We will be back, hopefully, full strength next week with me and Tyson. But without further ado, if you like what you heard, leave us a comment. If you disagree with anything, leave us a comment. Hit the like button, hit the share button, subscribe, follow us on all them social medias. And until next time, top guys.